What radio? The music you want.
With your host, Keys Dan.
Wow, the infamous? Infamous?
RadioWhat.com. What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What Studios, and this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do you go? DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote. And maybe you can have me at your next event. And yeah, I'll stutter just like this. Coming up in the program today, we have Michael Zaldarriaga. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm sure he'll pronounce it for me and let me know how to pronounce Michael Zaldarriaga. I'm pronouncing it phonetically because, you know, hooked on Pahonics, worked poor for me. All right. Hey, if you want to play with me this week, I got this week's shows. I'll be at the Old Post Barbecue on Thursday night. That's the Old Post Barbecue in Russellville, Arkansas. It's the video dance party karaoke jam. It's family friendly. They got the best barbecue anywhere. Yeah, I said it. Anywhere. Old Post Barbecue in Russellville, Arkansas. They also have frosty beverages for the adults, you know, in case you care to imbibe. But it's the perfect after-school treat. Bring the whole family to the Old Post Barbecue. That's Thursday night from 6 until 9 in the p.m. And then Friday night, another public show that you're invited to. Come on out to the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. That's it from 8 p.m. until last call, which is almost 2 in the a.m. Yeah, we go long on that one. It's a lot of fun. It's a video dance party karaoke jam here in Conway, Arkansas. They have the full bar, the kitchen. They have the pool tables. There's a pool tournament that goes on every Friday night. So if you want to make some money while you're hanging out at the Rab, I encourage you, talk to Mark, talk to Debbie, and maybe you can be a part of the pool tournament. And out on the party patio, they got shuffleboard, foosball. They got a giant Jenga game. There's a giant checkers game. So there's always something to do at the Rab on Friday nights while you're waiting to be a star on stage right next to me with the karaoke and the video dance party. That's the Rab Friday night, Conway, Arkansas. Come be there, 8 p.m. And then on Saturday night, oh yeah, I got an 80th birthday party, baby. You know, that means I get to play the music from the golden age of rock and roll. I already talked to Ed, the birthday boy. I say birthday boy, 80 years old. He graduated back in the late 50s. So I'm going to be playing some music from the 50s and 60s. And he said, hey, play some crooners too. You know, like Frank Sinatra and stuff. You know I will. You know I will. I like doing parties with the people. I get to be with them in their fun times, in their best times, in their happy times. I get to be a part of that. You know, weddings and birthdays. Yeah, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. And I also feel good doing this podcast. So that also makes me feel good. So, yeah, excellent. I got a good life. I'm doing good. Without any further ado, let's talk to Michael Zaldarriaga right about now. Calling Michael Zaldarriaga now.
Hey, Keys Dan, it's Mike Zaldarriaga. How's it going?
Mike Zaldarriaga. I'm so glad you pronounced that name. You know how to pronounce your name properly, and that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I've heard all variations of it. Mike Soggy Kaka.
Go ahead, give them to me. Give them to me. Take the power out of them. Go ahead. Tell me all of them.
Oh, no, that's really the one that sticks out, honestly. But no, I stopped letting it bother me when I was in grade school. Now people are just like, "Oh, that's such a cool last name." I'm like, "Thank you."
Oh, for sure, man. You can see that on the back of a football jersey. Zaldarriaga, number 81. First down.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Maybe I'm just
How was
projecting.
your Halloween?
It was good. I didn't have anything on the Halloween, but in or around, I had several Halloween parties. Halloween is probably my favorite time of the year. And I get to do a lot of Comic-Cons, so I get to dress up a lot anyways. But, yeah.
Oh, that's super fun.
It is super fun. Michael, my man. I mean, we've been following each other a little bit on the interwebs, on the social media, for a little bit of time. And I noticed you've been liking some of the things, especially some of the podcasts that I've been doing. And it turns out that
I'm
you're
a big
associated.
fan of podcasts in general.
Yeah, you're associated with somebody in the podcast. Who's your? Okay, how do you know Stephen Jewell?
Oh, Steven, yeah. He's a good friend of mine. We live in the same area, Bloomington Normal in Illinois, and we've had mutual friends, and we both have similar interests, like in photography and the music industry. We are both brand ambassadors for Music Plug Blono, and so great guy. I listened to that episode and I was like, oh man, he did so good. Now I'm nervous.
Nothing to be nervous about at all. It's just a conversation. And we're going to learn about Michael Zaldarriaga. Did I say it right? Please say
You
I
got
said it
it.
right.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. You did.
Cool.
Very good.
Give the people a little bio of you, Mr. Michael.
Well, I'm originally from the Philippines, so I was born in a small city. Well, it's not that small anymore, but it was small back then, called Bacolod. And so when I was about a year old, we moved to the States, and we moved to California, and then to the suburbs of Chicago. And then, like a lot of people who gravitate towards Bloomington Normal, State Farm moved our family here. And so we moved to Texas for a bit and then moved back here. And, been putting my roots down here ever since.
So how did State Farm move you to Bloomington Normal?
Well, when my dad was working up by Chicago, he got a job with State Farm, and so they moved him down to Bloomington. And I worked for them for a few years, and which was interesting, but off jobs are not for me. I'm like one of those can't work in the office type people.
I get it. I'm with you on that one. It's hard. I work well with others, but I find that it's good to be my own boss too. I think, but then again, you always have bosses existentially, right? If you're a photographer working for somebody, the client becomes your boss,
certainly,
right?
Certainly, yeah, definitely. But I'd rather have them as a boss and as opposed to having like a 9-to-5 sort of thing, which, I'm not completely opposed to. Like, sometimes it is kind of crazy, like managing your free time when you're self-employed. But, it takes a lot of discipline, actually.
Dig it. Well, you're from the Philippines, and that is an interesting thing in itself. I used to work at a hospital in Miami, and most of the nursing staff was Filipino, but they all had Spanish surnames, similar to you, Michael Zaldarriaga. And here I am slurring your last name.
Because the Philippines was a... Oh, no, you're fine. Don't feel bad about it at all. The Philippines was a colony of Spain for about 300 years, and then in the 1800s, the U.S. liberated it from Spain. So a good portion of the population have Spanish surnames because there's a lot of mixing with Spanish culture and those people.
So how long did you live in the Philippines then?
Only till I was about like 1 year old, but we would visit every summer up until I was a teenager, and so I was able to get a good perspective of Eastern and Western culture and the differences between the two.
Very cool. So you have some family there still, I'm guessing?
Yeah, most of my family lives there. Really, only my mom and my sister live in the States. They live in California. And then I have a couple cousins in Chicago and a few cousins in Toronto and Canada. But the majority, like my grandma or my grandmas on both sides, both live in the Philippines, and all my aunts and uncles, my dad, my brother, they all live over there.
Okay, so mom and dad are both Filipino.
Yep, definitely.
Fantastic. So,
my mom's dad is American. He's like Irish American,
okay.
And so, but both of my grandpas have passed away already.
Okay, so mom's dad. Well, I mean the thing. I'm projecting. Military man.
Yeah, well, he was an advisor to the Navy, actually, my mom's dad.
Okay, because I know that there's a lot of Americans in the Philippines, but mostly associated with the military.
It's usually